friends, in the last couple of days, social media has been bombarding us about messages on what to do when we are trying to cope with the situation currently. We are all locked down at home. Some of us are working from home and some of us are enjoying our leave without pay. But I'm sure there is hardly anybody who has told you how to do what to do. People are giving us messages about no, you need to be happy, you need to be comfortable, you need to enjoy your life at home, even if you are locked down at home. This is one time where you should really keep yourself mentally happy, etc. But how to do that? Easier said than done. Let's try and explore the how part of it today. Let's take the first example of a couple or a husband-wife being at home. You are usually used to being in your own routine. Most of the couples are working and are spending away from each other almost 8 hours. Now is the time where both of you are together almost 24/7. So now how do we cope with each other? Let's look at some very practical examples. Example number 1. Wife is working in the kitchen. She has kept on the counter, kitchen counter, things that she feels she's going to need for that particular recipe that she is preparing already on the counter. The husband is observing her working, trying to help her out, and then while the wife is picking up a particular ingredient, adding it to the recipe, the husband immediately picks it up and puts it back in its place. This happens some 3-4 times. Finally, the wife gets irritated and starts shouting, saying, "Why are you keeping all the things away? I still need them." The husband says, "But this is the way we work in the company. We are always making sure that all the things that we take from the counters go back to the counter immediately." "Well, I'm just trying to be helpful to you." And a fight follows. Yes, I'm sure all of you can identify with this example at home. Yes, the husband was trying to be helpful. And yes, the wife was trying to follow her usual method of working. Now, here it is very important that both of them do not get into a fight. And the wife tries and understands that yes, the bottom line is that the husband is trying to help her. His method of helping is probably coming from the corporate background, which she is not being able to accept. We both need to understand each other a little better. We both need to understand that both of us are trying to achieve the same thing. The approach may be different. Let's take example number 2. The clothes have been put into the washing machine and now they need to be dried. The wife is insisting that the husband puts them to dry immediately, and the husband is busy either with work or watching a very interesting cricket match. The wife starts feeling very irritated and says, "Why are you procrastinating drying the clothes?" And the husband asks the wife, equally irritated, "What's the hurry? I will put them to dry. Let me finish this interesting match that I'm watching right now." Well, again, a fight follows. It is very important that both of them, again, respect each other. Patience and respect are two very important aspects here. The husband needs to understand the wife is trying to finish off all the tasks one by one very efficiently, and the wife needs to remember that the husband is taking a break in between and will eventually do it. Does it really matter so much if the drying of the clothes gets delayed a little bit? If there is basic understanding between the two of them, there will be no fights. They will be able to be patient with each other and bear with each other. Let's take example number 3. Now that we are locked inside the house all the time, it's natural human tendency that we start expecting a little more from each other as husband and wife. The other days when we were working and stepping out as usual, a lot of us were getting a lot of satisfaction meeting other people, socializing with other people, which has stopped completely now. Therefore, we are expecting all that satisfaction of socialization or meeting each other, speaking to each other, coming only from each other. Especially if one of the spouse is an extrovert, it becomes even more difficult. An extrovert in the current situation of lockdown must be feeling extremely suffocated. For an introvert, this situation is pretty ideal. He couldn't be happier. He will say, big deal, I just need to take a book or switch on some music and sit down all by myself. मैं और मेरी तन्हाई. And they're going to enjoy the situation. However, please understand, if your spouse is an extrovert, these are very difficult times for your spouse. Again, so then what are we expected to do? How to cope with this situation? The only thing that an introverted spouse needs to do is to listen to the extroverted spouse. The extroverted spouse will naturally do all the talking. They do not expect you to respond or do much of talking. They are only expecting you to hear them out. And I'm sure that's not such a tall order. These are very few simple, quick tips. If we apply them, I'm sure this lockdown period where we are coping with each other as family members will be quite enjoyable and quite memorable.